What's good, Fire Gang? Your chief fire starters, LaTeisha and Dr. Barbz, are here with Catch This Fire.
Today, we are talking about the topic of what your ex owes you, or what do your exes owe you, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
just to elaborate a little more, I know we've been hearing a lot about people being in long term relationships, people being sued, people being, divorcing and want all of this money from their spouse for whatever reason. So, we are going to jump into that topic. And as we do, I want to say that before we do, I should say, I love the bow. I
Thank
love it. It looks nice and perfect, right? Looking good.
Listen, trying to actually create this bow, it takes a lot of skill.
Yes.
I had to watch a whole YouTube tutorial on how to create a bow backwards so that it would actually look forward for all of you guys. So you're welcome. It looks cute.
It does. It looks
Yes.
cute. Love it. Love
Thank
it.
you.
So, let's check. What do you feel about that whole topic? Um, because if again, we're talking about wasted time, or some people feel like they've wasted their time with someone, and we're talking about years, decades,
Yeah.
and a lot of these individuals, or some of these individuals, have not been married at all. They're just in a quote unquote committed relationship, but never signed the papers or taken that covenant, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on somebody owing you?
I have lots of thoughts. I have lots of thoughts.
Let us hear them,
Um,
girl. Let us hear them.
well, so we heard quite a few different stories in the news recently, right? And
Several.
what stuck out to me was what triggered me was when I was reading about Cardi B and Offset specifically, um, amongst like a couple of other stories. But
We'll get to the other ones. Let's start with
yes,
her. Let's start
okay.
with 'cause that's my
So
girl. I'm a Cardi B fan. Just
me too. The current album
oh,
is fire, by the way.
hey.
I do have it on repeat, and I get pumped up on my way to work and from work. And hello, it's me. Yes, it
Okay.
is. I'm on my way. Thank you. But to see kind of some of the drama unfolding before our eyes it's like what? So
Yep.
okay. So here's the story. So Cardi B is decided to divorce Offset, and um of course she just gave birth to her cute little baby boy with Stefan Diggs, and they just had the baby like a week or two ago or whatever. 'Cause she already
Wow.
back outside, Tisha. And so she is in the process of divorce with Offset. Everybody knows this, right? And according to her, he's kind of holding up the process because he wants half of her fortune because he feels that he made her.
Yep.
And so her little settlement of 10 mil is just not enough. I need to be made whole. I want half of what you have because without me, you would be nothing. And it's like,
The fucking
really?
audacity is what that
Really?
is. That's what that is. And it's wild because again, they already have money, right? They already respectively have their own careers and their own bank accounts before they got together. That's and at the same time, it'd be regular smegular dudes the same way. You
Oh
owe
my
me
God.
this. You need to pay me this. I need half of your this. How? Because let me not get y'all started getting right there. Let me calm down a little, please.
Take a breath.
Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, right? I was still my own person before I met you.
Mhm,
I was still going to make something of myself before I was with you, right?
mhm.
And 9 times out of 10, the situations that I've seen, that I've heard about, it's more so the woman making him. Because if you look at most successful men, they always say, "I wouldn't be anything without my wife or my girl, and she held me down, and we were able to do this because she was patient and all these other things." But then when the situation, or when the situation is over or the relationship is done, then it's a whole different story.
Yeah, yeah, and so let me take a breath. So, we know that historically that it would be women who were seeking alimony, child support, and all of these things, because they, for whatever, maybe they weren't working and they were tending to the household and things of that nature. And so now that women are becoming the breadwinners, and when the divorce happens, men, and let me not say men like that, some men, not all, but some men,
Some.
um, are now wanting to kind of reverse things. And I see things on social media like, 10 points up for men and 10 points down for women. It's like, what is happening? So, um, girl, listen, my question when it comes to Cardi B and Offset is, does he really deserve half of her money, considering the things that she's saying that he did in the marriage? He couldn't stay faithful to save his life. He constantly caused her stress and emotional discord. And I'm supposed to give you half. And even if you helped me with my career, isn't that what you're supposed to do as a couple? We're supposed to support and help each other. And third, fifth, tenth of all, um, why you not making your own money, sir? Because his current album is not doing well from what we can see. I mean, I'm not no record expert and things of that nature, but it seems like her current album is doing circles around his, which probably is an ego um
Yes,
buster for him.
yes, yes.
And now she done already moved on with Stefan, had a whole baby. I saw a post from him just the other day that said, "That's my baby," and then he took it down. And then she responded like, "This man needs to leave me alone. At this point, it's becoming harassment." What the hell is going on? And
When is
so
it gonna be over?
when
Like,
is it gonna be over? And he's holding it up and not allowing her to move on.
yes.
Meanwhile, in all of the opinions of the society, she's still married to him, and so she's being held accountable for because she's married to him. Like, how dare you move on and have a baby? And it's just like, what the?
First of all, let my girl live. First of all. Second of all, don't worry about what she does with what's between her legs. Number two. Number three, again, they, and we give zero fucks about what they are saying. Number
Listen,
four, regardless of the facts, that is still money that she made. And she's not saying, I'm not giving you anything. She's saying, I'm going to cash you out. I'm going to give you 10 million, not 10,000, not $10, not $1,000. I'm giving you 10 million. And at the
yeah,
end of the day, if you were really truly the type of person that got it out, to know how to triple and doubles and all of that kind of stuff, you're gonna take your 10 million, you're gonna go ahead about your business, and you're gonna make that quadruple in whatever way that you know how to do.
yeah.
It really grinds my gears because I can't I hear it all the time. You
You
know,
said grinds my gears.
the rhymes are baby I'm talking about. So where it's like, oh my goodness, because again, in the very first time that I've ever heard about a situation where a man was getting alimony or anything like that was Mary J. Blige, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the very first time, I should say, with celebrities, or it was really broadcasted, because I feel like this woman is still paying this man who, if
Yeah.
I recall correctly, and if you know, correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, you also, he was her manager or whatever.
Hmm.
So not
Yeah.
only are you eating off of me because I'm the one that's out here working and doing all this, you stressing me out, you keeping me drugged up. You know what I'm saying? And I think that because I'm needing to use the drugs because I'm having to still function at this high capacity and still deal with your BS on top of you ain't doing nothing but giving a few orders and you still eat, you still get a check and I'm still taking care of you. And then you got the nerve to still want something when we leave.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's not about gender roles or anything like that because I get it, years and years ago, it was alimony and stuff was in place because of the women not having anything. However, depending on what state you in, what you get is communal property, and if you got this together, you gotta share it, and there's different laws that you can do when it's time for the divorce, right?
Yeah.
So just you wanting half of what I have, and you're saying that you made me. First of all, it's truly false, and then at the same time, I was the one in the studio. You know what I'm saying? She was the one that was doing the work on stage, pregnant 3 different times by you. And I really think, again, it's the audacity of it all. Because if you really truly had my best interest at heart and you really truly cared about me, like you said you did at one point, you would want to let me go so that I'm allowed, or you would want to see me happy, whether it's with you or not. And I think that's a
Mhm.
maturity thing when it comes to some people, not just men, not just women, right? It's both. When it comes to certain people, nobody is mature enough to actually say, you know what, I was able to experience you in the capacity that I had you. I need to count that as a lesson and a blessing, and I need to move on and let you
Yep.
be. Period. Because what's the money gonna do? Because you seem like you miserable now. So if you get half of what she has, how is that going to make you happy? You feel conquered for having a woman work her butt off to pay you? I don't understand it.
Well, so what comes to mind for me is during the marriage, why weren't you hustling to the point where you had your own? Like, why is it all on her? And so things that kind of come to mind, and mind you, I'm not a hip hop expert in any way. And so I don't know everything. So with that being said, please do not come for me. But what I will say is what I've seen in my socials and kind of what I've seen is, first of all, the group The Migos broke up. And it sounded like Offset had some discord with his group members. And although Takeoff is no longer here, he and the other group member are unable to figure out whatever it is they need to do in order to be a group. So without the Migos, Offset doesn't seem to be as successful.
And I ain't.
Mean it's not, right? But Cardi is Cardi, and so she's successful on her own accord. And for whatever reason, Offset has a problem with that. And so it kind of makes me feel like the male ego. And I'm not saying all men, but for this particular male, his ego is so bruised and hurt that the only thing he can do is say, "Oh, I want half of your earnings
Yep.
in order for me to feel better." He even was like, he was somewhere where he said, "I ain't never seen a woman who left me do better than me." Like there's
They
something
always say
going
that.
on there.
They
Uh
always say that. And hold on. I wish I had my flag because I would put that up. I would
Red flag.
red flag, red flag, red flag.
Yes.
Because the audacity, and I've heard men say, I've been told that on several occasions, you'll never find anybody like me. You'll never find anything better than me. First of
Good.
all,
That's why
that's
I'm
the
breaking
point.
up with you.
That
What do
is
you
the point.
mean?
I don't want anybody like you. That is
Yes.
the point. Because, and at the same time, I've said this before too. When I've left a situation, 9 times out of 10, I don't even want to go back to it because I'm at the point where I'm leaving. I don't want to deal with this again. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And again,
Mhm.
it's the ego being bruised. I feel like it's very low self-esteem. And I also feel like it's jealousy and envy because if someone is doing better than you
Mhm.
need to have enough your own self-worth, right? To say I am happy for this person. I especially because you said that you love this person oh so much. But I know
Mhm.
his ass was petty when he put on social media one time, yeah, you became a baby mama anyway. That also grinds my gears because she got married to you, had kids by you because nobody, and I'm not ashamed of it, but you don't necessarily set out to be a baby mom. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're not saying, hey, I want to have all these kids or whatever. You do want to be in a committed relationship, not even because of the label per se, but because you want a stable household to raise your children in. You want a two-parent household. I'm not saying the kids won't be successful with just her or, just a woman or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. That's for a whole nother podcast, and we can get statistics to back up either way, however we
Yeah.
feel about it, right? All I'm saying is you there because there's a breakdown in the black family of the black family anyway. We don't have a lot of unity when it comes to something like that. So this woman purposely, intentionally, because I'm sure she could have had kids by anybody she wanted to have kids by. Let's be
Oh,
real.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying?
There's probably a line outside saying, I will volunteer as tribute."
Hello.
Yes.
So here we go. She did again, trying to set her life up the way that she wanted it to be and you had ill intentions from the beginning, because for you to say something like that, you
Mhm.
never had the best intentions at the beginning. You never did. It was all a big game for him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
again, I'm not saying this is all men, because some men, I know personally men that will pay you off, divorce you, leave you with the house, leave you with the kids. And I mean, we've even heard about some of them. Look at the one guy, he came with none of his baby mamas, but all his kids live with him. You know what I'm
Who's
saying?
that?
All his baby mamas have a key to his house. The one comedian,
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it Wayne?
yes,
What?
Country Wayne,
What?
Country Wayne.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, this is probably, we probably need to kinda table some of this for
Yeah.
another podcast, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, I do feel like when it comes to finances, people do, now I understand what a prenup is for. Because 'cause Imma be honest, I always been broke in relationships, but now I'm doing a little successful. I'm like, "Hey, we need to figure this out." You know what I'm saying? We need to have this already set. And if you want to add me to your trust funds and your bank accounts and have the cars and stuff in my name, so be it. But
Yeah.
I'm not about to be in a relationship for this amount of time and we've established things together and you think you're gonna leave me high and dry. And I also have been learning a lot from watching, or not, I'm not gonna say learning a lot as far as like the law, but just getting a different perspective when it comes to the show All Is Fair. I know it's fiction, I know it's Hollywood. However, it does give you definitely a different look at all these kind of things. And then at the same time, we don't know what happens in the relationship. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We don't know what went on. I mean, he says that he made her. Hell, it looked like she made him to me. Because again, a lot of times men, not even celebrities, men themselves are irrelevant until they get with a certain woman. Just think about like high school and stuff like that. You probably ain't even thought twice about this dude, or just regular, you know what I'm saying, regular schmeckler dude. He get with this girl, everybody on his heels.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know what I'm
Well,
saying?
think about like Keisha Kaur with Gucci Mane. Um, we talk about a 1000% glow up. He
1,000.
Yes, she keeps them together, and
Yes,
but she takes pride in it, and that works for their relationship, right? And
yes.
so, I think that so I girl, I saw this research come out like a week or two ago where somebody that did some research and he was saying that men need women. Men need relationships. Men who are in relationships are like um let me see, men in long-term relationships accumulate 18% more wealth. They live longer. They report more happiness at the end of life. They need relationships. They actually also report more stability, apparently. Women are fine. It
Fine.
was so interesting to see this, like, I was like, "What?" So, women, without relationships will pour into their friend networks, they travel more, they, pour into their hobbies, and they report happiness, because
Girl,
at the
we
end of the
live
day,
longer. We
we
have
live
less
longer.
illnesses. We are,
Yes.
like you said, happier. Statistically, it
And it's
shows like that.
crazy because what I'm seeing is like we at this point there's this there's this person on socials that interviews people like it's for dating or whatever. It's like the dating app or something. And
Mhm.
you will come on and she'll ask you like some questions like, okay, what are you looking for? What do you bring to the table? And I was seeing this yesterday, it just came through my feed. I've never seen this before. And she was asking this man, like, okay, tell me about you, whatever. He said he works in like a warehouse or whatever. That's cool. But he's looking for a woman who's gonna go 50-50. And he expects her to cook and clean, and, she said, "Well, what," and he's like, "'Cause I'm a high value man." And so she said, "Well, what makes you a high value man?" He says, "Well, I'm an open book. You can look through my phone." And, yep, yep, that's it.
That was the
And
gist
she
of his
looking
vi
like,
that was the gist of his high valueness?
"Yes."
Boy,
Like, I
please.
don't she can look through my phone and stuff, so, I'm a good man. What?
That has nothing to do, that
What?
means nothing.
Oh my God. And
'Cause
so,
if you was real sneaky, you would delete everything before you handed me the phone. Like, stop it.
first
That
of
don't
all,
mean nothing.
so my point is that we bring a lot to the table. And now that we are also the breadwinners in certain households, um, and then you have the audacity to cheat on me and to talk crazy to me or be abusive at the same time, like all these things. And then when I finally find my voice and I am finally fearless enough to say, that's it, I am done with this, I am walking away. Whatever
Yep.
that trigger was, that it clicks and you're just like, I am done. And then you file that paperwork and you're out of that marriage. And then here he is, I need half of this and I need half of that. And I don't know, girl. It's just there's just some audacity there. And,
Yeah.
and then I hear people say things like, you should know who you're marrying, or you pick that man. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that the man or woman that you married is not the man or woman you divorce.
Because again,
Completely different people.
completely different people. And that's why I now, we're not talking about past, right? We're talking about right now.
Mhm.
Definitely look at different things in an individual. It is important for you to have a stable income. It is important for you to be on your healing journey. It is important for you to, because again, like going back to the outset, right? How you talked about him having some discord with his group members.
Mhm.
I've heard a man say before, he said, I don't deal with certain men when it comes to business if I see or I don't, depending on how they treat their family and their wives, basically. So,
Mhm.
like, if you're doing them wrong, what makes me think that you're not going to do me wrong? I've
Right.
also heard, or, like the saying, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, if you're in business with someone and you a shady business person, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be that, because ultimately marriage is a semi-business contract, right? Like it
Mhm.
is, we need to look at it like that too, like you said, because the person that I'm married because I'm so in love is not gonna be the same person that deals with money. The same person that, we have a conflict and how you resolve the conflict is not the same person that how he or she present as a parent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a big thing to look at, right?
Yeah.
So again, like you said, I know who I married. That might not be the same person
Oh, for
that
sure.
they have
It's not.
evolved to be. You know what
It's
I'm
not.
saying? And it
Even
also,
if
go ahead.
Even if they turn out to even ex ugh, people evolve over time. So 10 years from now, the person that you married is not gonna be the same person, and it could be a positive evolution, yay, but sometimes it's not. And
Sometimes it's
when
not.
that person evolves negatively, that's not the person I married, that's not what I didn't agree to that.
I didn't agree to that. And it's similar in just regular relationships, right?
Mhm.
You have Susie and Karen that are best of friends, but as soon as Karen start doing a little bit more or changing a little
Ooh.
bit, Susie
Mhm.
is pissed. Susie is like, I don't want to be friends with her. She's a different person. She's this. And you like, well, what's going on? And it's like, oh, well, she's doing this now, or she has this. It's the same way I feel like in relationships. That's why
Yeah.
I very much so encourage individuals that are married in regular relationships, long-term commitments. You need to have a life in your own interests and hobbies outside of that other person.
Yeah.
Yes, you do things together, you have your own stuff, like you have things together, but you still need something outside of that person. Because if I
Mhm.
got something going on and I'm all into my stuff, yeah, when we break up or we ain't cool, you gonna feel like I owe you and you did this and you did that. Listen, my guy, you supposed to been doing your own thing right with me, because whether you was here or
Oh
not,
gosh.
again, I was gonna still do it. You know what I'm
No.
saying? You didn't have a choice but to support me because this is what I made. This is what I'm doing, and you don't have anything else going on.
Right. Well, but I think it's so interesting. Like, I feel like we supposed to support each other, and I don't feel like you owe me for
No,
supporting you through your advancements and your evolution and your journey to fulfill the purpose in your life. Like, I'm going to be here to support you because that's what I signed up for. You don't owe me shit. But here's what I want to say is, while you are supporting your other person, what the
mhm.
fuck are you doing for yourself?
That's
You know,
what I'm
so
saying.
yeah, so
You're
like for
mad at
offset,
me.
What happened to your
Yes.
groove, bro? What happened? Why did
In
y'all break
what?
up? Why is your music not doing well? Why have you been putting that shit into yourself so that
Because
your
you've been
shit is
focused
blowing
on
up?
the wrong stuff the whole time.
You too busy doing whatever it is that you doing that you not working on your talent and your craft and
Oh,
evolving and perfecting. Cardi been working. I don't care what nobody say. Cardi been working.
all the time. And again, you can recognize that again, right? So
Mhm.
when you're doing something and you have something going on, someone says, "Oh, I was supporting you," but see, individuals that again are successful and confident and all that kind of stuff, I know how to still keep my stuff going while I'm supporting you. And at the end of
Exactly.
the day, I don't expect anything from you. I don't, because I'm okay with the me without you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm not
Yep.
purposely supporting you because you gonna come up and then I'm feel like I'm entitled to everything that you did because ultimately you did that hard work. Yeah, I might have supported you, I might have helped you, so on and so forth, but I did that because I truly had care and concern and love for you, right?
Yeah.
So let's
I think that's the perfect thing to like. Let me just kind of piggyback on that because you can't be so wrapped up in the other person's success that you lose your own,
yes.
and that either they're dimming your light or you're dimming your own. Either way, you aren't in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. And so then when that relationship ends, you feel shorted, you
Yep.
feel slighted, you
Yep.
feel gypped, and
Yep.
now you're upset. That's not that person's fault. That's your fault,
That's your
ma'am,
fault.
sir,
That's your fault.
person,
Person.
offset.
Hello. And then just I mean, because look, we can look at there's different case studies I guess we could use throughout, but just think about the movie Waiting to Exhale, right?
Mhm,
Remember
mhm.
the role the part that Angela Bassett played, or the character that Angela Bassett played?
Oh, she said,
She
"I
was
gave you how
upset,
many years?"
she burnt up his stuff, she did this, she did that, but in that courtroom, what did she say? I don't want none of this shit.
She didn't care about none of it.
I don't want none of
Not at
this.
the end of the day. Nah.
I don't want none of this because guess
Mm-mm.
what? If I helped you do what you did, I can do this for myself even better, number one. And then
Yeah.
on top of that, I was never doing this to try to gain any of this. I did this because I loved you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I did this because I was playing my part. And even at this, and the member, the lawyer was like, "Are you sure? Like, are you for real?" I'm gone. And it's
Yeah.
sometimes, and I felt as I gotten older, I felt that because it's like when you deal with so much in a relationship, I don't even want nothing that's attached to you. It's
Mhm.
and not to love the kid, love the kids. I already got to look at a kid that's by you. You think kids, multiple. You think I need something else to remind of what you? Nah, I'm cool, bro. Go on and take all that. The,
Yeah.
the pictures, the Western name. Let me keep a little bit of my jewelry because I like to look cute sometime. But all the rest of that stuff, go on and have it. I don't need none of that.
Girl,
You know what I'm
I don't
saying? You can
know,
have
'cause
it. I'm keeping
all
what
that
I had,
jewelry.
and you can
Mm-mm.
go on. You hear me? Because it's
Mhm.
the state of California, private, whatever you got, the personal stuff is yours anyway. So thank you.
Right. And yes, and you learned that from All's Fair
I
because
did.
I saw that episode as well. Yes, I did. Take all my jewelry, thank you.
Thank
Um,
you.
so, of course, we love to keep talking, but we do have strategies. We do have frameworks because that's who we are. And so, I do have what I call a relationship return on investment framework. And
Okay.
so, yes. And so when you're thinking about being in a relationship, you have to listen. We think with our hearts. No, we don't. We feel with our hearts, and you already know how. I'll start breaking it down with neurotransmitters are firing off, and you feel the feelings like love can be addictive because
Yep.
all those neurotransmitters are firing off whenever you're with that person.
All them
Um,
good hormones and
yes,
all that good
you feel so good, right? It feels
electricity.
so
Yes.
good.
Yes.
But you have to also think strategically. Is this person aligned with me and my future, my goals, my um just kind of way I live my life? Because if it's not, you're going to have some discord in the future. And so I have 4 relationship return on investment factors that you should always look for. The first one is financial trajectory. Are we both building wealth or is one person funding the other person's lifestyle? If that's the case, we have a misalignment. And I know like people, and I don't want to say women, but some people are the stay-at-home person and the other person's out doing the work. If that works for you, great. But if you had a idea, a passion, a talent, or whatever, and you're putting that kind of to the wayside in order to support the other person, you will likely be feeling slighted at some point in that
Yes.
relationship. It might
Yes.
not be today, but it will kind of pop up at some point. And so you
The
have to,
resentment is going to fester.
yes. Yeah. So if you're stalling your career moves to accommodate their choices, but, oh, and if they wouldn't do the same for you, that's a red flag. You feel me? Wave
I
your
gotta
flag.
have my we gotta make sure we have these red flags.
I got my flag. You gotta get your flag, ma'am.
I got it. It's
I'm
just
gonna
not
mail you
right
some
here.
flags.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yes, it's over there. I don't wanna, yes. Next
yes.
time I'ma make sure I got it right here on my lap because I'm waving it. You hear me?
Yes, yes. So when we think about this particular framework or this particular factor, what opportunities have you declined for the relationship? And if you are declining opportunities for this relationship, stop right there. There's some things to think about. The next one is called capability growth. Is the relationship making you more capable or more dependent? If I'm being more capable because this relationship is pushing me and growing me and we're holding each other accountable, yay. But if
Great.
I'm becoming more dependent on the other person, red flag.
Yep.
Um, the other part is like shrinking to make them comfortable. Like sometimes, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but
Hell yeah.
when you are kind of someone who's like a hard worker, you're excelling, you have a vision, you are going after your dreams, and the other person isn't. Sometimes you shrink yourself so
Yes.
that to make them more comfortable because they have feelings about kind of what you're doing.
Yes.
The next one, I have 2 more. The next one is lifetime alignment. So, you have to think about, do you want marriage? Do you want commitment? Do you want children? Do you have career goals? Do you wanna live in the same places? Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Because if you're not aligned, you might make concessions now, but in the future, you're going to feel slighted because you didn't want to live in Arizona, and I wanted to have 2 kids and you said no kids, and,
Yep.
I wanted to be married, but you didn't wanna be married, so we
Yep.
have to, and then 5 years has passed. Oh my god, you know, and you done wasted my time and my childbearing
Oh,
years.
we gotta talk about wasted time. Go
Yes,
ahead. Go ahead.
yes.
Go ahead.
So that's the third one, and then the last one that I always, make sure you bring up is potential protection. Is your partner actively protecting your potential, or are they slowly ending it? So
Yep.
again, if you have dreams and aspirations, are they encouraging you, or are they kind of like, that's not a good idea. That doesn't work. Which one are they? Because if they're always your biggest champion, yay. But if they're your biggest critic, that is not your person.
Yep.
And, no matter how much of the feelings you feel when you're doing the feelings things, you have to think strategically about these 4 factors. Um, so you I always say make a list of what you've invested in the relationship, whether it's time, money, opportunities, things that you declined. List what you've gained, your wealth, your network, your joy, your growth. And if the balance is negative, we got some thinking to do.
We got some thinking to do. We need a more strategic plan here, if
Yes.
that's the case. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, 2 things.
Yes.
When we talk about wasted time, right? There's a couple of stories or, things that have been in the headlines. And the other part of this whole relationship, and does, your partner owe you anything, is when it comes to dissolving the marriage, like kind of how we talked about Cardi B and Offset,
Mhm.
the things that people end up suing for and who they sue.
Okay, let's do that one because that
Okay.
is wild.
Yes,
That's
it is.
wild.
Yes, it
Yes.
is, sis. So, TikTok influencer was having an affair with a married man.
Mhm.
The wife files for divorce and then sues the TikTok influencer for
7.
$1.7 million for, I have it written down so I wouldn't make sure I forgot it, alteration of affection. Okay? She didn't sue the husband, ladies and gentlemen. She sued the mistress, the side chick. the person that her husband was having the affair for. Not only
Mhm.
did she sue for 1.7, she won the lawsuit.
She won all that. Yes. Yes. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if he broke. He ain't got no money. She went after her.
Exactly. So that still goes back to everything that we're talking about, right? Everything. Here I am messing with you, and you're not even truly available, right? Now I done mess with you, knowing I probably shouldn't have, and I'm probably feeling all these endorphins and all this stuff going on, and like you said, all the neurotransmitters firing and
Mhm.
oxytocin and
Oxytocin.
oxytocin.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I'm literally dimming myself, and look what I end up with. Some I have to pay a lawsuit for a woman that I didn't even deal with, I didn't do anything with her. For all I know, he could have told her, "Yep, we've been divorced," or "We working on divorce." You know how you hear that shit too. "Oh,
Mhm.
we're not together. We ain't had
Mhm.
sex in I don't know how long. We don't sleep in the same bed. We ain't in the same house." All these different things that people tell somebody to get what they want. And now I'm stuck paying $1.7 million. Now, I don't know what type of influencer she is. I don't know how much she might have it. She might have just wrote a
Oh,
check
no.
and been done.
I'm not
But
writing that.
again, I would have been on fire. Number one, and like you said, and not to say that, having an affair with someone is worth it, but it
Mhm.
probably wasn't worth it in the end, because why she suing me? Why she didn't sue you and get alimony and stuff from you? What she
Yeah.
suing me for? So like you said, he probably didn't
Mhm.
have any money anyway, which is unfortunate. So
Mhm.
would you
Mhm.
sue a mistress, or,
I
another
wouldn't.
chick,
I
or I don't
wouldn't do
think I
that
would either.
because I didn't take vows with that person. I have a
Yeah.
commitment with this motherfucker. And um and so we took vows, and therefore whatever we said is what we need to discuss and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the other person got nothing to do with it. You don't know what he's been saying to her, or
Mhm.
if it's the woman that's, doing this, then you don't know what she's saying to him. And also, I think there's some other nuances. Like, what was y'all marriage like? How long have y'all been married? What was the intricate details of that? Like, I don't know. We don't know. But at the end of the day, no, I wouldn't sue. I wouldn't sue her, but I can see why she probably did it. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
she's like, well, she got some money. I feel slighted. I feel Here we are. I feel slighted. I wasted my time with this man. For whatever reason, I feel like you owe me. And so, does she owe you
Does
though?
she owe you though? And sometimes people are doing things pure out of pure emotion. Like
Mhm.
you said, she can feel slighted, hurt, angry and all that. And sometimes that is the only way that people can get through it, work through it, what have you. So
Yeah. And then think about maybe there was some embarrassment too. You
yeah,
know, we
yeah,
just talked about being to fail on your face in another podcast, but your husband is actively involved with a influencer, and if she's actually a successful influencer, maybe people know about this, and now I feel embarrassed in my circle, in my group, and so I had to make a point like, look at me, ha, I win. So there could be some of that there as well. So
she's at brunch toasting mimosas with her friends. Of got her ass, girl. You know what I'm
yes, yes. And you never know though what the other woman was doing,
Yep,
because I have seen some situations where the other woman knows full blown what's going on,
for
and they
sure.
know that that person is married, and then they taunt the woman like, "Hi, your man is over here. Hi, look at
Yep.
me and your man." And now maybe she's posting stuff about her. Like, you don't know. And so now
It's
I feel some kind of way.
I've heard or known of women to actually prefer married men.
Mm, mm.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
maybe I can see that too, because now I ain't got to deal with you. Go on home, and I'm gonna go to my house. Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me alone.
That
And
ain't
Imma
right.
get whatever I can get, because you trying to pay me to keep me quiet and stuff anyway. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Yes.
yes. And
Absolutely.
and then the other story. So
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
The other story about, wasting your childbearing years, um, I think that's also interesting as well because, you know, as you get older, yes, you are it's harder to get pregnant. Um, Once you hit about 30 something, 35, you're considered a geriatric pregnancy, meaning your eggs is a little outdated. I mean, but you start like when you're born, you have all these eggs. I'm not gonna go there, but you have all the eggs that you're gonna have when you're born as a woman. And so those eggs are just there. And as they mature each month, you are running into a situation where now they are kind of older and you have higher risk for situations like birth defects.
Can I ask a
And it's
question?
harder to get pregnancy or it's harder to get pregnant. Yes.
And then I won't be long. Just a quick question about this.
Yes.
So is that wide or is that like around the time where you kind of start perimenopause? Or is that why some people, and I don't know what's early and what's not, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm just now even understanding or learning what it is. It was never talked about when I was growing up. No doctor or anything has ever told me about it. And again, nope, not faulting anybody. I have just been ignorant to that topic. So since I'm being called geriatric, is it, you know what I'm saying, at 35, you know what I'm saying? Is this around
Yeah.
the time since all this stuff is happening or not necessarily?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because some women don't hit menopause until their, mid-40s, late like, closer to 50, stuff like that.
So then what about
We're in our 50s. What?
what about perimenopause?
Well, I think it's a little different for everybody, but
Okay.
I don't wanna give facts that I'm not 100% sure about. My expertise is more in like, the labor part, and
Okay,
so
got you, got you.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. So
My
now you know
specialty
what
is
you
getting
gonna
you
do though?
pregnant and, getting the baby out. There you
Okay,
go.
got you. But
Yes.
now what you gonna do is you gonna be there,
Yes.
research this shit, and then have about 5 peer reviewed journals, and so don't
Yes.
worry about it, friend.
Yes.
I mean,
Like,
it's okay, bestie.
once your childbearing years are over, I wouldn't see you no more. So,
Exactly.
yes, like, I don't have nothing to do with it. I will refer you to a specialist and thank you. Um, and
Okay,
so yes,
got
yes,
it.
yes. So some women might feel slighted when they are involved with a man for a long-term relationship and it doesn't end with marriage and or children and or they break up and it's like, well, now I'm 40 and you broke up with me. We've been together for 15 years. And so I don't know how you feel about that, but did they waste your time though? 'Cause you were in the relationship, and as those years were going by, what were you thinking about? What were you doing? Why didn't you leave the relationship and call it what it was? Um, and that takes us back to our return on investment factors
Yep.
in deciding like, okay,
Do
yeah.
they owe you? Yeah,
And
yeah.
I also think it also kind of goes back to the fire framework, being fearless. Um, you have to be fearless. So, what I would say about it, sometimes you end up in a relationship with somebody, and there's this thing called sunk cost fallacy where you
Mhm.
put in so much time, and it's just like, well, I put in all this time and I put in this investment. If I leave now, I've lost all of
Yes,
this. But the problem is you're not gaining what it is that you're wanting to gain. So you have to find the courage to leave that relationship because as long as you're in that, you are not open for a new opportunity.
yes. I have actually been going through something with in a relationship with the other, my
Mhm.
partner at the time. And I remember a girlfriend telling me, she was like, well, you ain't gonna want to see him with nobody else on his arm. You put all this time in him, you're not gonna want to see that. And so at the against my better judgment, right? Like that gut intuition type thing, that
Mhm.
third eye type shit. I was like, yeah, you know what? And because again, that was really surface level. That was really surface level immaturity and then some stuff going on with me, like as far as healing and my self-worth and things like that, right? So I stayed. At the end of the day, I was forced to see him with somebody else. So the amount of time and energy that I spent to nurturing and being with that in that relationship, it meant nothing at the end of the day. Because while I was in the relationship, he had plenty of bitches on his arms.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, like, so
yeah.
again, it goes back to what you're saying. When we see those red flags, when we all that different stuff, it's like, what are you doing? What is
Yeah.
happening while this is going on? And then I also had heard that Janae Eco, I might be saying the last name wrong, but I know who I'm talking about, was suing Big Sean for that very reason.
Mhm.
Come to find
Mhm.
out, the suit claims were false. However, when we researched it, they're not together any longer. However, she is not suing him, but
Right.
the reason that they broke up is because they have been together all this time, and he does not want to get married. Same
So
thing, childbearing years, ending in marriage. Like you said, what are we doing this entire time?
yeah.
So when it comes to a relationship, for me, right, when it's time to look at things to pay attention to, one of the things is we need to make sure that we're not getting into a relationship with the hopes that we can change this individual.
Mm. You know what? We a lot of times as I don't know if men do this, but I know as women, we tend to date potential.
Yes, I need him already potent. I don't care.
So I already need the potential done. Done.
Bait, whatever I
I
need
need
you
him baked.
pitched. Okay.
Yes.
And the
We'll
thing
see the
about it,
ingredients
please.
and we know like what needs to be put with what and we can see the 5 years like this okay, he's going to be amazing. But he doesn't put the ingredients together. He
Because guess
doesn't
what? I don't need to. He don't
he
need
doesn't want
to.
to, but he doesn't want to or that's not his desire or
No.
he needs so much help to get it done that he can't do it on his own or and I keep saying he, but it could be her too, right? It
Yes,
doesn't have
it
to
could be
be
her too.
gender specific, but we tend to date potential. We see the ingredients, we see what it could be, and then when that person doesn't turn out to be that thing, we feel slighted.
Then we feel slighted. So that is
Mhm.
definitely one of my strategies that I tell individuals, right? Whether it's couples therapy or whether it's just a client singularly. You need to ask yourself how this person presents to me right now today. Can I live, be with, continue to love this
Mhm.
version of this person right now today for the long term, the long haul, or even in this marriage? Because again, that's exactly what happens. We
Mhm.
see, and all potential is really what you would do as an individual in what you think you would do within that person's shoes. That's
Yep.
all potential is. It's not even saying that, oh, people like, oh, you have so much potential. That's because you're looking at what you would do with their cards, in their shoes, with their situation. Oh, like we might tell somebody young, girl, if I had your age, I would do such and such, such and such. Well, again, we're still alive, so why can't you still do it? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's
Right.
not about truly who that person and what that person is, because 9 times out of 10, they ain't shown you nothing that they even slightly have any potential.
Not even close.
Not
Girls like
even close.
what just popped in my brain was it's kind of like playing spades. You have like okay, so how many books do you think you have? Well, I have 3 books in a possible or a potential. And then when they don't play the hand right, you pissed, right? And we mad.
Ready to fight. Do you hear me? Now, me personally, I don't do that. It's stressful. I tell people person in there, I don't play space because especially if you too intense, it stresses me out. I want my cortisol levels to be low. I don't want to play a card game and get cussed, yelled, and probably disowned.
Oh,
Okay?
you getting
No,
cussed out. You are. If you at
for
our family
sure.
did. Yes, you are. And you at our cookout, you getting cussed out if you play that hand wrong. I'm
I
telling
ain't
you
playing.
that.
I ain't playing. I ain't
Oh my
playing.
god. Oh my god. Okay, listen,
No,
listen,
but
listen. So
seriously though, but yes, that's totally it, right? Because
yeah.
again, we get upset. Boy, I thought you were gonna do this, and you were supposed to be like this, and you were supposed to end up like that. But again, that's what
Mhm.
you wanted out of that person. So if
Mhm.
how they present to you right now today, if it's something small, like, okay, they wear a lot of black, maybe that, I can't even think of something small that I could even use as an example. And I guess it's more so like a deal breaker, right? Like,
Girl,
what are truly your deal breakers? If
the
this
older I
person,
get, the more I have, though.
that's okay, because my standards is high as
Like, I
hell.
don't like that
They
reddish
have,
shirt you keep wearing. I don't like that you always have on those particular shoes. I don't like when you wear those socks that come up to your calves. I don't like the like, I just have a whole list. No.
and I'm gonna be honest with you, my paternal grandparents were literally together until my current father passed away. He dressed her. She dressed him. If
Mhm.
she did not put his clothes out on what to wear, guess what he would have on? Coveralls. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So in certain situations like that, I think that that's more of a compromise. Not even a compromise, but we can come to some type of ground with that. Now
I
you
don't
can
know,
leave it,
because if he's resistant to me trying to dress him, we gotta break up.
but nine times
You know
out
what
of
I'm saying?
and that's cool because 9 times out of 10, he gonna do whatever he needs to do to please you. Oh, she don't like that. I ain't wearing that no more. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know because girl, I could tell you some stories, but
Exactly, but I mean, and
yeah.
not to be funny, no shade against anybody. That's not the person. That's just like somebody
Yeah.
asking you something. True enough, you're not gonna change exactly who you are. But if they say, "I like that black dress better than the red dress," you're like, "Okay, let me put this black dress on then." You know what I'm saying? Because, and I'm not. It's not. But it's not the controlling type. Like, you better wear this red. You better wear this black dress. It's like, babe, both dresses are cute.
Mhm.
I just like the black one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
I get
saying?
you. Yes.
Not like
Yes.
I'm taking your red dress and you come home one day and that bitch was burnt up in a trash can. Not that type of
Oh, we
shit.
gonna fight. We
You
gonna
know what
fight on
I'm
that one.
saying? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. We're
So,
not going to sleep tonight. So, no, no.
um, and
Listen,
I
listen, listen. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I wanted to throw out some situations,
Okay.
and so go ahead.
Before we get to the game, before we get to the next segment, let me give a few more strategies, right?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
type of relationship, long-term committed marriage, what have you, right? I heard this, I think it might have been Ayana Van Zant or somebody, like, we need to learn. It might be somebody else. So again, audience, correct me if I'm wrong. We have to know when to get up from the table when what we need is no longer being served, right? So you need to learn when to leave. Like,
Mhm.
you have to know that. If you're like, kind of how you said earlier with the other part, if you're getting this, if you're not getting that, if this isn't happening, and I'm not just saying one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't like the fact that I didn't get my lunch prepared properly, so I'm leaving him. I'm talking about really, truly. I can't with your
Uh,
faces.
sorry. Like, am I staying if you don't
You
make my lunch right?
you
I don't know.
ready to leave at the drop of a dime. You remind me of that meme that says you can't date no grown woman that's been single too long, because if you do you didn't put the cap on the toothpaste, you didn't close the refrigerator, you didn't do. She's ready to end it. That is you. Okay, you are not accepting. He just walked in the door. You like, nope, I'm done. You slam my door. I'm
That's so
finished. You
funny.
know what I'm saying? But um seriously though, just knowing or recognizing when it's time to go.
Mhm.
Men and women both stay in situations way too long when there is
Mhm.
nothing being served. There is no love left to be served, and we continue to stay for whatever reason, comfortability, financially, whatever the case. Know when to leave. Definitely the other one that I said, just recognizing or how this person is presenting now today. Is this somebody that you can truly love later or be with later? Because again, all those other things you talked about, right? Looking at listening to your gut and your intuition, listening to your inner spirit, listening to your third eye, actually being okay with whatever feeling or whatever you're getting, because 9 times out of 10 what is going
Mhm.
on, or that this might be time, or this isn't it, right? So
Mhm.
just listening to what your gut is telling you, and then also not really I guess it's more, it kind of goes into that, but it's still a separate one. Being real with yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like being honest with yourself and looking at what it is you're putting up with, what it is you're dealing with, what it is you're going through, and asking, is this really what I want? Again, kind of going back to what you talked about too, for whatever reason, we we want to stay. We don't want to be make it to be, a failure in front of everybody, or my parents will be disappointed if I'm divorced or single or whatever. Like, what is it that you want? And I think when we really get serious and really get down to the nitty gritty of what we want, we actually will start not only we'll start attracting what it is we truly want,
Mm.
and then
Mm.
we'll stop entertaining all these things that just fill the void.
Yeah,
I had a friend
agreed.
tell me that recently, but yes.
Yes, yes. But you know what else we do? We rationalize a
Yes,
lot. We sit
yes,
there and we're like, "I don't like this. This doesn't feel good. My gut is telling me this is wrong." And then we'll sit there and be like, but, okay, well, I'll try one more time just to make sure. Well, let me call this one time just to see what he says. Let me text this one
5
more
years
time
later.
just to see how he responds. And then he'll respond negatively anyway or do exactly what you thought. And be like, well, but I love him.
Yep,
Um, let me just I'm just gonna and it just snowballs and then you
keeps
look up
going.
and a year done passed, right?
Look, no, you remember the SpongeBob,
Yes,
scene
20
5
years
years
later.
later? Yeah,
Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God. But it's true.
it is,
It's true. We
it
do that
is,
all the time. And
it
so we
is.
have to recognize that as you state and then know when to move.
Yep,
And if you listen, like what I'll tell you is like you gotta be fearless in making the decision and then you have to stand on it. Um what was I gonna say? I also think that a lot of times societal norms
yes,
um, play a part in it, especially when you're married. You know how hard it is to let a marriage go, not because you think that it's salvageable, but because it's not normal to get a divorce. Like, oh, she got a divorce, and here we are going back to Cardi B. Now she's a baby mama and she was divorced. Well, that marriage wasn't right for her. Your parents, your friends, let's say you're in a relationship, you're married for 15 plus years and you're the couple that everyone knows is married. Do you know how hard it is to let that marriage go?
yep,
When you know that everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, the two that have been together forever," like, you're letting people down, and
yep.
you don't even know the people like that.
Don't even know
You're
them.
letting them down. And then you have kids, and you're letting them down, and it's so hard. So when
It is.
someone finally finds the courage to leave a relationship, leave them alone.
Yep.
It took a lot for them to make that decision
They didn't just think about this last night and woke up and said, "Okay, I'm out." This has probably been brewing and working and
for
again, like you
years.
said, suppressing and
Yes, and
ignoring for
rationalizing
years and
for
rationalizing
years.
for years.
Yes,
That's the part
yes,
that people do not realize. So if someone is coming to you like that, don't be that person that's like, "But you gonna regret it," or
yeah,
"You gonna be mad when you see this," whatever, whatever. You need
mm-mm,
to truly follow what your heart and, well, actually what your mind is telling you, because a lot of times your heart wants you to stay. You know what
yes, it
I'm
does,
saying?
yes, it
Yeah.
does, yes,
Yeah.
it does, and you can't be mad at the other person because you decided to stay that whole time
Yep.
because you were rationalizing whatever the fuck, and now
Because
you
they didn't
mad.
change shit. They were
No,
still doing the same old thing and never
yes,
even told you that they were going to do anything any
and
different.
now they owe me. No, he does not owe me,
Nope.
and I don't owe him,
Nope.
and you don't
Let's
owe
just move
him,
on.
and
We
she don't
just
owe
moving
you.
on.
Stop it.
Nope.
So, okay, real quick,
Okay.
Imma send you a couple invoices, girl. So before we finish out this podcast today, I have a few things that I wanna, kinda run past you, and then let's find out how much do you think this person owes you? Okay. So you're in
I
a
like this
relationship.
question.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. So, you're in a relationship and you've been to 47 and you kept count because you petty like that.
Okay.
You went to 47 family dinners and every single time the mother-in-law is kind of cold and just gets under your skin, your sister-in-law doesn't include you in shit. The brother-in-law is whatever. And so every time you go over there, just like, oh, I hate coming over here. But you go because your significant other said, I expect you to come to these dinners with me. You're
We
my
gotta do
significant
this.
other.
We gotta go over here. We
So
gotta present the couple.
yes, yes. So now that we are no longer together and we're on our way for breaking up, how much does your ex owe you for making you go to them dinners?
At least 47K.
How'd you come up with that?
Cause it was 47 times. I need $1,000 every time you have me go deal with this BS, okay?
Yes,
I
yes.
need a thou I need what they call it, I can't even think of the term, but I need a
Uh,
rack every time. I need
yes.
47.
Emotional labor. Is that your emotional labor fee? And
Yes,
so,
emotional labor fee. I don't care if you
girl, you charge
drove
more
or
than
none of
me.
that.
I was only gonna charge $100 per dinner, so I had put 4,700. She was like, "No, I need a whole rack for every
I
last
need a
one of
rack for
them."
every one.
I love that. Okay, how about this one? Um, this is funny to me, and if this person is listening, yeah, this is for you. Um,
Catch
pretending
what?
it's yes, it is. Pretending to like watching basketball and football all day long, every day, all the fucking time. How
You
much
need
you
to
charge?
just I don't even wanna put in an amount 'cause that's an infinite thing, like, you know what I'm saying? That is one of those things, it's like, this is what we gon okay, so let me ask this. I know this I know I'm going too far. However, did the person or the individual watch some of the things that you like to watch?
That is a no.
Okay, yeah. I need about
As a
100,000.
matter of fact, this individual would turn off what I was watching and
Oh,
turn on
no.
the
Mm-mm.
sports,
I need
at
about
all
I need
times.
about 100 G's for that.
And if we go to dinner, guess what? Ma'am, can you turn on the sports
Nope,
for my person here? Because he needs to be able to see the sports while we eat dinner.
nope,
And if we go to dinner, it's like, "Why ain't my sports on? I can't go because this sports is on."
nope.
Okay. Yeah, that was for you.
I need 100,000. I need 100,000 for that one. Because I have not only am I enduring something that and sometimes sports is cool or not, whatever,
You
right?
know, and
But
if it's our team, like, yeah, put it on, but why are we watching these other people's teams? Who are these people?
and on top of the fact you're not watching nothing I want to, did y'all even have anything that I should say that, but at least let us have something that we watch together. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a show or a series or a movie or something that we watch together. No, I need a
That's
hundred
a
thousand.
no. That is a no.
Run me my money.
Oh my god. Okay, oh, this is probably for me. How much do I owe him, uh, for watching every Harry Potter movie that
Oh
there
yeah, you
is?
owe.
I owe for that. We
You owe.
watching them movies, we sure is.
You owe.
Um, ooh, this one's cute. Um, the delusional support package. So supporting their whatever, like, let's say the guy supporting his DJ career that never happened.
Girl, that's like $1 million. That's like a million
Oh my
dollars.
god.
Imma be a rapper at
Ugh,
35 and all that. Girl, boy, I
that's
no.
hilarious. Hilarious.
I need
Um,
like 100,000 for that. Like, not I mean, 1,000,000. Not 100,000, 1,000,000 for that.
right. How about
Yeah.
this? The prime years depreciation. We already talked about this. So, LaTeisha, you are in your prime, and 5 years of we'll get married soon, and then he's just not ready yet. So, how much does he owe you?
I need I need a billion.
For that? Jesus.
Because my time is priceless and you cannot get that back. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Yes,
you said we were going to do it and then you lied. You know you didn't want me to go anywhere, but you knew that you couldn't fulfill what I wanted because what are we waiting for? I'm
yeah.
again, but this is coming from the person who met somebody and the next day we had a date. We was engaged. We got a date and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow. Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. I got you. I got you.
But at the
Uh,
same time, though, I still don't think Now, I wouldn't necessarily be engaged with someone after a day of meeting them.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it takes 5 years to marry an individual either.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You know. Um, okay, so let's be serious for a second.
Okay. I'm trying.
I think that that last one is also kind of before you hit that 5 years, you know that that person is kind of playing with you.
Yep.
And so here's my last one. If we
Okay.
can just kind of be honest,
Okay.
how much do we owe our exes? How much do you
Me,
owe your exes?
I don't owe anybody anything. Shit. I don't owe a motherfucker nothing. Because to have experienced me is life changing. To have
Yes.
experienced me and what I bring to the table in the capacity that you experience me, man, that's you owe me for experiencing me. Okay?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes.
Zero.
Yes. Yes.
Zero.
I'll ditto that because I am everything.
Flip
Okay.
here. You hear
No.
me? This is a this me. Oh, and I'm telling you, to the capacity that I have provided myself to some past individuals, baby, whoo,
Oh,
girl, I might
Jeezy,
need to start saying I need to sue some people.
listen, listen,
Shit.
all of the people. Jeezy just did a remix on Cardi B's, what is it? Every Time or something, whatever it is. And I think it's the beat that he had on a different song. That's why he jumped on this one. And there's a line where he says, "If you lose me, you're out of your mind." And
Plain and simple.
that's
Plain and
that.
clock it all, baby. You hear me? I don't know about
Yes.
these Nathan.
Yeah,
They
I don't owe
owe
you shit.
me.
I don't owe you shit. Because if you're not with me, you're out of your mind.
You out of your mind.
Your fault. You're bad.
Period.
Um, okay. Well, let's go to wrap up this episode. I feel like we gave a lot of tea, a lot of strategies, and we had a lot of fun.
We did.
Um, just to wrap up, we don't know nobody shit. If you are in a relationship that is not going in the way that you feel like it should be going, you need to do your return on investment inventory and determine whether or not this is actually going to work for you. We do not date potential ladies and men. We do not. If they're not the person that you want right now, fuck them people. And what other strategies did you have, Letitia, to wrap up?
Um, Just,
Don't.
listening to yourself, like, and,
Yes.
just the same, just listening to your intuition. Stop
Yep.
trying to talk yourself into it, or what was the term that you used? Rationalize.
Rationalize.
Stop
Yes. We do
rationalizing.
that.
You
We
know
do
that
that.
this is
Mhm,
over. Ain't no point of you
mhm.
keeping on staying because you ain't gonna do nothing. And we might feel guilty for a second, but the resentment is going to fester. The guilt will go away. Had a
That's
wise woman tell me that once.
Yes, that's tea. That's
Yep.
tea. So, be fearless, set your timelines, make sure that you are not letting someone diminish your light. Don't stay stuck in a relationship and think somebody owes you. No, they don't, because you could have left that
Could
relationship.
have deuced that a
Always
long
be
time ago.
radiant. Right. Always be radiant. Um, and don't dim yourself for someone else's comfort. And when you do all these things, you will empower yourself
Yep.
and live exactly the way you intend to live. Um, Obviously, if you want to learn more about doing relationship return on investment frameworks, you can hit me up in my bio. And then Letitia, if you're thinking about moving from surviving to thriving, and she has her frameworks, always subscribe. Share this podcast, share our links, share our everything. Comment, tell us what's a non-negotiable timeline you wish you had actually stuck to? And we're gonna
Please
hype you
comment.
up.
Please
Please.
comment. Let us know
Um,
what you like. Let us know what you want to hear. Let us know
yes,
how you liked, what you agree with, what you don't. What would
yes.
be your what would be your amount that you feel like somebody owes you
Listen,
for? And do
tell
you feel like
us.
you owe anybody? Let's say
Do
that.
you owe somebody?
Do you
Yes,
owe somebody? Yes, yes,
yes.
yes, yes.
Um, but I would leave this and say that the only thing your ex actually owes you is the truth. Um, and everything else, that's on you to protect.
Hello.
So We will catch you next week. We're going to go ahead and close this thing out. Until then, stay fire.
And thrive.
There it is. All right.
Bye.
Bye.